these are the bean counters that tell us we can't spend any money on fun stuff.
Free and counting.
Oh yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
They're the ubiquitous break least their anxiety. Essentially, everything here is a laboratory where they process all the samples. We don't really do much of the actual blood machine counting cells and stuff like that here. But it's, you can see it's a huge area where we have deep freezers, maintaining specimens, and
here filming ARCA right now. Yeah. How's it? Okay, at the Uncorked Cure event. All right. Shoot, because I know I can't make that 12 o'clock or lunch appointment. Yeah, sure will. That's what I'm using right now, actually.
There's a counseling component with each and every visit. So, you know, they have the nursing visit and then they have a counselor that works with them as well.
And there's also education pieces about how about prevention, how not to get infected and everything. So it's spreading the word.
Yeah. Which if we don't prevent. Did you see the article on Corner World?
No.
Right down the road. Sometimes, you know, we lose sight of what we're doing here. You know, we get frustrated with little things. And there was an article about AIDS in Africa. It's just a picture of an 88-year-old woman taking care of her three grandchildren. 88 years old. So anyway.
She's the voice. We didn't hire anybody outside. We look for talent inside.
Oh, right. It's a great organization. It's interesting because it's very, very open as far as being out is concerned. And, you know, everybody is just, doesn't matter what you are, everybody's the same. That's really very nice. Very nice place to go for that.
Well, that's going to be a good atmosphere for people coming in.
Yeah.
It's a very safe environment.
Patients do as well as the employees. And if they don't, I mean, if they're homophobic in any way, we pick it up on them, and they don't last, or they change. We had one nurse that worked with us who's, we thought, rather homophobic when she started, and it was interesting because as we worked with her, then she did gay pride. She sat under the tent and did gay pride, and with her husband, and they became much more open to employees or friends. But anyway, so, you know, she came a long way.
Yeah, I think a lot of other people would come longer if they were around, around people.
Lisa's our Uncorked Cure queen.
Oh yeah.
Usually her office is not this clean.
Really?
It's just, tomorrow's the thing. And it's just,
I
it's
know.
bad. It's just bad.
I can imagine.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Halloween, so everybody has to have fun.
You're drinking the coffee.
And I think it's really important.
I think we all probably need a coffee for about 150.
Chronic illness.
So, and we're expecting about 1,000.
Escape for a bit.
Oh, I think so.
I think this is an environment very supportive.
Yeah, let's do half.
Just where you have medication, some refrigerator stored. This is where all the meds, that every bottle, the dosings and everything go out through here. And then also Bentley does have Right. There's a lot of counseling about medications, watching for the side effects, the importance of dosing. That's a real problem. Is that some of the combinations are incredibly rigorous dosing schedules. Like one drug you can't take, you have to take 2 hours before you eat, and you can't eat anything for 2 hours after that. And then you may have another drug that you have to take with food. And so trying to schedule your meals, and then maybe 3 times a day, schedule your meals around that, it's insane. So they have computer programs that literally help you plot out when to take your pills. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
And if people aren't able to be compliant, then you end up getting resistant virus, because all it takes is missing a few doses on a regular basis. The virus becomes resistant to those medications. Sometimes you may be resistant to an entire class of drug just by becoming resistant to that one.
Oh, really?
Yes. So you can end up losing a whole class. So just teaching people how important it is to be compliant and to be honest and saying if you can't be, you just tell it. Tell you everybody. Sure. It is back down. Oops, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
We're back by the break area. Immediately located. Right up here on the left. Right before the water.
Rolling.
Okay, ready? Hello, I'm Leanne Reed with Out TV Atlanta, and I'm here with Dr. Cole Wolford at the Research Consortium of Atlanta.
Hi, Leanne.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Thanks for having us.
We're glad you're here.
Can you tell me all about how this organization got started?
Well, ARCA, or also known as the AIDS Research Consortium of Atlanta, started off in 1988, and it was a group of physicians who felt that their patients who had HIV were not getting local access to the care that they needed for medications to treat HIV. At that time, we only had AZT, and people who were failing that drug had to travel to Washington, D.C., to Miami, other sites to be able to get access to other medications. And these folks were already pretty ill. It was a tough travel for them. So this group of physicians came together and formed the research group to be able to attract studies to get access to these medications locally. Started off with about a dozen or so physicians and has grown now to over 50 physicians in the metro area as well as public health departments.
What kind of research are you guys currently working on?
Oh, there's gobs of things,
Yeah.
gobs of things. And we'd start off, when we started, there was one drug that was approved by the FDA, AZT. Since that time, ARCA has been involved with 15 drugs that have been approved by the FDA. Our studies, now we're on study number 120 something. So we look at things for treating diseases that are caused by HIV, opportunistic infections, medications to boost the immune system. Recently started a trial with a preventive vaccine, trying to prevent people from acquiring HIV. So it's quite a large spectrum of drug trials, as well as we do some epidemiological study. We're the largest site for a database study looking at patient charts and correlating disease states with different laboratory values and making predictions and plans to help guide where studies should go in the future.
All right, we're gonna cut right. All right, you're back in.
Right. How about Corca Cure? I read somewhere that it has raised gobs of money for you guys.
575,000.
That's gobs, but we'd like gobs more too. That's, this is the 9th year that we've done Uncork a Cure, and each year we have kind of a different theme. This year is the fusion of culture, and that's reflects several different things. One is that HIV affects and infects everybody in this world, regardless of culture. So whatever culture, you can be affected by this disease. And the second part was for the event. The fusion of culture comes through the many different wines from around the world that will be at the wine tasting, over 200 wines. Plus, we'll have a large silent art auction as well. So it's kind of two different kind of cultural things being brought together. But it's going to be a great event. This year, the wines will be over 200 wines from just in the wine tasting area. There's also a VIP connoisseur area, which will have the champagne and dessert wines. There'll be food as well. Ferris River is catering the VIP room exclusively, which is going to be great. And then we have 4 other caterers that are doing the main area. We have huge support within the community, within the drug companies. We can always use more. Our goal, last year we raised about $100,000, and this is our largest fundraiser. And this year our goal is to raise 150. And we're hoping to get there.
Yeah, you probably.
We hope so. Ticket sales are going really well.
And
So-
this is the.
Yeah, that's our poster, and the artwork was done by Larry Anderson, and it's a huge piece of art. It's about almost 2 foot by 3 foot, and it's an acrylic on paper, mounted on board, framed under glass, and that will be at the wine tasting for the silent auction, as well as about 12 other pieces of art, sculpture. We've got a whole room back here full of donations. I should have shown that to you. Yeah, there's some cool stuff. But it's much a part of ARCA's missions. Also, we do education about HIV and treatments, and so the mission for this evening is some education about wine. We have at the wine tasting, there are pourers who are able to take time with people individually and talk about the different wines that they're sampling and sharing with you. We provide a brochure or a program that lists the wines and a space for you to make notes on there. So if you know nothing about wine, it's a great opportunity for a bargain to come and try lots of different ones, find out what your favorite ones are, and to learn a little bit about how they're prepared, where they come from, what they mean, and the difference between a Shiraz and a Shiraz.
All right, thank you. You want some more?
Is there anything else? I'm just
Okay,
feeling.
well, let's see.
There's
The VIPs, the connoisseurs, aside from having a kind of like the crown room experience, they get away from the crowd of it all in the small ballroom. They have VIP gifts, which include the T-shirt and ta-da, great T-shirt.
Hey.
So that's one of the gifts, and they have this really cool foil cutter. I didn't know there was such a thing beforehand. It's a little Uncorked Cure logo, and you just put the top on the bottle, squeeze, and rotate it around, pops off the foil. And as well as upscale hors d'oeuvres,
Yeah.
music, and a grand time to be had by all, and
Yes.
tax deduction.
Yay, I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
The event's going to be at the Biltmore.
Biltmore.
It's the second year we've had it at the Biltmore. It's been restored, and it's an incredible place to have it.
You were telling me about the restoration when I talked to you on the phone.
Oh yeah, boy!
It's amazing.
10 years ago, they were doing tours at the Biltmore when I tried to. I guess it was the mid '80s, no, late '90s, like late '80s, early '90s.
Okay.
Okay, you have to cut that part out. And they were trying to raise money for the restoration back then, and it was amazing. Apparently, it used to be like a Sheraton hotel. They were going up, and you just look down the hallway, and it's just dark and dim. You can see where different rooms had been burnt out because at the times homeless had been living there. In wintertime, it would get cold. They'd start fires inside the room to stay warm and catch the building on fire. And I mean, the ballroom, the ceiling was falling in, the floors were just rotted out. It was incredible. You think, oh, what a travesty. And Atlanta has this incredible landmark, such history and beauty, and it was just sitting there empty for so long. And now to come back and see how it's been restored, and you can see how it's painstakingly restored. The ballrooms, the detail is phenomenal. It's almost like being transformed back in time
Oh yeah.
and seeing it, with all the modern amenities of air conditioning.
Thank God.
Yeah, so it's a great venue for wine tasting. It's a neat space to see, neat wines to have, and all for an incredibly noble cause.
Oh yes, very noble. Well, we can't wait. I know I'm excited.
Well, I can't wait for you to see it as well. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have the camera with you?
Yes, we are.
You bet. We got some great crowd shots and samplings from there. I think you'll really enjoy yourself.
Oh, I'm sure. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your time.
Oh, glad to do it.
Around.
Dude, more questions and stuff? More information you need? Well,
Actually, if you want to get into anything about what ARCA does for the community, I missed a lot of what was being said earlier because
Okay.
I was paying attention. But what you were talking about, the treatments that are done here, and then the volunteer treatments that are done off-site with, I guess, home nurses or whatever. I'm not sure.
okay, from nurses from here. Okay.
Yeah, right. Let me get it. Actually, Leanne, can you fix that shirt back just one time?
Oh yeah.
It's a good backdrop. And you could actually talk to right here or so for that.
Sure. Research Consortium is kind of a unique group in that we do our studies in two different methodologies. One is centralized research, where patients would actually be referred from the practitioner's office and they'd come down to ARCA, to the central clinic, and see a nurse here, as well as get their laboratories done, get their medications, and the visit all at no charge. Or it could be a decentralized study where they would actually be in their care provider's office, and the nurse comes from ARCA to see them in the office. So whichever way works best for the patient for the study, our whole goal is to be able to get that treatment to the people who need it the most.
The HIV negative and HIV positive, you were explaining maybe a difference in some of the research and testing that you guys do for the HIV negative, where y'all have a long-term test going on, right?
Okay, well, this is the
The
vaccine.
vaccine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, one of the new things that we were doing started 2 years ago is a vaccine study. Most of everything we've done before had been related to treatments for HIV infection or opportunistic infections caused by HIV. Divergent from that is starting to get in the area of prevention, and we started a vaccine study which is looking at people who are not infected with HIV. And it is a placebo study where 2/3 of the individuals are actually getting the active vaccine, 1/3 will be getting a placebo, and then there is counseling and education about risk reduction. It's a long-term study. The initial blind will be broken in 2002, and at that point we'll be able to find out if there is some indication that the vaccine works. The great part is ARCA has had incredibly wonderful retention. Of the 112 people who've enrolled, and we are one of the largest sites in the country for the vaccine, every single person has remained on study. And this is a tough thing because they get nothing but a shot and blood work every time they come in. They don't have to go home with pills and feel like, hey, I'm getting something free out of this. They're doing that for the good of the community. They're doing it for the good of the world, to find out if there is actually something that can prevent them from getting HIV.
Great stuff. Okay.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Anything else that you want to cover?
I want to talk a little bit about the fact that ARCA is not really
Hella?
well known.
That's good.
Hey, can I call you right back? I'm in the middle of a shoot real quick. Okay, bye.
See if they got that.
Keep holding it 1 second.
Well, this year is our.
1 second. Okay, you're in.
Is that?
Yes.
Okay. This year is actually the 9th year that ARCA has held Uncork a Cure. This event is a wine tasting that had originally started as a fundraiser for us and now has evolved to become our major fundraiser of the year. It's really exciting this year because it's happening at the Biltmore Hotel that's been restored, and the event's going to have over 200 different wines to sample, gourmet hors d'oeuvres to try. There's going to be a silent auction of artwork, and currently the value of it has been over $40,000 worth of artwork that's been donated to the silent auction. What's really unique about this is the theme this year. Every year has a theme, and this theme is a fusion of culture. And that reflects two things. One is the fact that HIV affects and infects people without regard to culture. All cultures of the world are affected by this disease. And secondly, that we are expanding the art presence in this wine tasting. So we've got two different cultures, the art of wine and the art of art.
That's perfect. That was perfect. That was good. That was perfect,
very good.
actually.
Okay. Well, let me just
Sure.
Is it still going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, I thought, one of the unique things about ARCA is that the fact we've been in existence in Atlanta for 12 years, and it has such an incredible national and international reputation, but it's one of Atlanta's best kept secrets. It's a gem that we have. The fact that we've done over 100 studies, thousands of Metro Atlantans have benefited from the ARCA's existence and getting access to new and emerging therapies before they become FDA approved. The fact that treatment of HIV disease has been markedly improved in the Atlanta area by our existence. Yet, it's not that well known in the area. Our principal investigator, Melanie Thompson, is one of 11 people in the world who gets together on an annual basis for the International AIDS Society and develops the state-of-the-art treatment for HIV disease. Nobody else from Atlanta does this, and I think it's an incredible feather in the cap of the organization. We've spent 12 years doing great research and have not spent that time banging our own drum and tooting our own horn. It's important that we get the things that are needed for the people for treatment of HIV. And sometimes it's frustrating because people just don't know of our existence. When we try and go and do fundraising, they're like ARCA, AIDS Research Consortium? No, I've heard of other ones, but not that one. And then when you teach them and they learn about the organization, what it does, it's like a light goes off and you go, oh my God, why haven't I heard about this before? And it's because we've focused our energy doing great research so that companies come to us and want us to do research for them. I think that speaks very highly of the quality of the research and the benefit that Metro Atlanta has derived from this group of people.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was good.
Except for say grow up in this.
because nobody else does what I do in the world. You know, the few people that have nice private collections, you know, are multi. Mark Barlow with Wineteeks.
This is Mark Barlow with Wineteeks to tell us all about all these antique wine tools. It's amazing.
Yeah, we do a number of different charity events where we do displays of different items, in this case like the wine rinsers. If you were to dine at the White House in the 1850s, 60s, you would have had a wine rinser at your place and rinse the glass, or it's actually also called a wine glass cooler, and you would have cooled the glass in between your courses and change of wines. One of these things is basically a champagne Twizzler, which you would take the bubbles out of the champagne. It was rumored it would give you headaches.
I'm here with Mark Barlow from Wineteeks, and he's showing us all these great antique wine tools he has.
We have a number of things that were used in the Victorian era, something like a wine rinser, where if you were to dine at the White House in the 1850s, 60s, you would have had a wine rinser at your place, or actually also called a wine glass cooler, to have cooled the glass and before drinking each course of wine. Some of the other things that are fun, the Victorian Twizzler, where you would have then taken the bubbles out of the glass in order, it was rumored that it would have given you a headache to have drank the bubbles. So some of the other things, the antique corkscrews with different origins of England and Germany and France and Italy. A lot of fun pieces here, like a neat Victorian tusk piece. Real nice mechanism, real manly piece. So a lot of fun pieces like that, and then some of the other accessories, decanting accessories, the funnels and decanters, and a nice bottle pour, London 1850s on the bottle pour. So we have a lot of fun at different wine events and charity events, and do wine tastings for folks, and enjoy doing charity events like this where there's a nice following of the food and wine crowd.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wines.
No? You ready? Okay.
These are Farallon wines. These are entry into the coastal wine category. This is our Merlot. It's called Farallon because it's named after the Farallon Islands off the coast of California. Most of the grapes come from the Sonoma Valley, Dry Creek area. It's got a little bit of Cabernet Franc in it, a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon, and 2% Mourvedre. So it's got a nice little spicy finish to it.
Yeah.
Wine is excellent with food, aged in oak barrels for about 11 months.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy it.
It's good. Thank you.
Wines, they're made by Sebastiani Vineyards. It's our entry into the coastal wine category. This is our Merlot. The Merlot has a little bit of Cabernet Franc in it, a little 2% Mourvedre, a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon. All the grapes come from the North Coast, Sonoma Valley, Dry Creek area. Spends 11 months in French and American oak. Makes for a very pleasant wine with food.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
What do you think? You enjoy
It's
it?
really good. I like it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for tasting my wines.
Oh, it's delicious. Okay.
98 Sleepy Hollow Pinot Noir was just released in May, and we make 3 different Pinot Noirs. I farm the grapes, sublease the land and farm the grapes.
You farm it yourself?
Yep.
Wow.
This is the vineyard.
Oh, neat.
So the wine in your glass are those grapes.
Wow. That's good. It's good.
Good. Glad you like it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No,
Go ahead.
Letting them film. Oh, I know. I just love it. Watch out for that sun. It's publishing shit.
So how are you enjoying the festival tonight?
Oh, very nicely. Great food, lots of people. It's very nice. Thank you.
Is this your first year? Or?
No, I am one of the researchers for ARCA,
Okay.
and so I've been at every one they've had, and they've gotten bigger and better and more fabulous and more money raised every year as well. So we're very happy about that.
Oh, great. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
It was nice to meet you.
You too.
By all means, what do you like to drink?
This Chardonnay looks good.
This is stunning. This is Trapiche's Oak Cask Chardonnay from Argentina. It's barrel fermented, barrel aged. It's from the top producer of wines of Argentina from the Mendoza area. Very high elevation estate. It's processed in a very slow fermentation process, all barrel fermented, all barrel aged, considered one of the top wines of Argentina always.
It's really good. It's kind of sweet.
You think it's sweet at all? It should be very oaky, very rich. You get sort of this oaky, buttery character to it. It's very subtle. There's very low sugar content to it. So, I mean, it's essentially a bone-dry wine, but it's the rich aromatic character you get out of it that you can often perceive as sweet because your nose smells those floral characters, but then your palate will taste it also at the same time. So it comes off quite nice.
It's delicious.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
This is good.
Good.
What can I pour you? Let's see. How about? I want to see if you'll tell me a little bit about this.
Just Napa, California.
Uh-huh.
A little bit of barrel age, a lot of grapefruit up front. Excellent bottle of wine.
Thank you. It's good. Great. So, how is it so far? Are you having a good time?
It's great. It's great. There's a lot of good people here, some excellent people, and some wonderful wine.
Yes, it's delicious.
Uh-huh.
Is this your first Uncork a Cure?
No, it's either my second or my third. I didn't remember my first one very well. I know that.
Must have been too good.
It was. I got under the wrong table. Yeah. But it was delicious.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. See you soon.
All right. For more information about this subject or to learn more about ARCA, please see our website at outtvatlanta.com. For more about this subject and more on ARCA, please see our website at outtvatlanta.com. outtvatlanta.com is where our light flies through air. For more on this subject and to learn more about ARCA, please see our website at outtvatlanta.com. outtvatlanta.com is where our light flows freely through air. In this medium, we are one light. For more about this subject and to learn more about ARCA, please see our website at outtvatlanta.com. outtvatlanta.com is where our light flows freely through air. And this meeting... Oh, Lord. For more about this subject, please see our website at outtvatlanta.com. outtvatlanta.com is where our light travels freely through air. In this medium, we are one light. What? Do it again? For more about this subject or to find more on ARCA, please see our website. For more on this subject or to find out more about ARCA, please see our website at outtvatlanta.com. outtvatlanta.com is where our light travels freely through air. And this medium, we are one light. For more on this subject or to learn more about ARCA, please see our website at outtvatlanta.com. outtvatlanta.com is where our light travels freely through air. In this medium, we are one light. Hello, this is Leanne Reed from Out TV Atlanta. Welcome to Uncork a Cure. It's a wine tasting benefit for ARCA. This year's theme is a fusion of culture, and it's held here at the renovated historical Biltmore Hotel.
Cool. You're in.
Hello, I'm Leanne Reed from Out TV Atlanta. Welcome to Uncork a Cure. It's a wine tasting benefit.
All right, start it.
Hello, I'm Leanne Reed from Out TV Atlanta. Welcome to Uncork a Cure. It's a wine tasting benefit for ARCA. This year's theme is a fusion of culture, and is being held at the historical Biltmore Hotel. You may go again? Hello, this is Leanne Reed from Out TV Atlanta. Welcome to Uncork a Cure. It's a benefit for ARCA. Hello, I'm Leanne Reed from Out TV Atlanta. Welcome to Uncork a Cure as a wine tasting benefit for ARCA. This year's theme is a fusion of culture and is being held at the historical Biltmore Hotel.
You're in.
Hello, I'm Leanne Reed from Out TV Atlanta. Welcome to Uncork a Cure. It's a wine tasting festival for the 8th... Hello, I'm Leanne Reed from Out TV Atlanta. Welcome to Uncork a Cure. It's a wine tasting benefit for ARCA, the AIDS Research Consortium of Atlanta.
All right, try it one more time, and if it doesn't work saying that, we'll skip it again, okay?
AIDS Research.
You're in.
Hello, I'm Leanne Reed from Out TV Atlanta. Welcome to Uncork a Cure. This is a wine tasting benefit for ARCA, the AIDS Research Consortium of Atlanta. This year's theme is a fusion of culture. It is being held at the Biltmore Hotel. I know I messed up.